37 down, 1 to go. Nottingham Forest and Chelsea. It all comes down to this, the final day of the Premier League campaign. 9 months of graft with verdicts on success or otherwise now in the balance. Just 90 minutes left to decide who gets to play in the big show next season. Win this and top 5 is assured. Lose it and it's definitely gone. That is simple enough. The in-between draw is what would make things more complicated and would bring other results into the equation. His team doesn't change much. Sure enough, it hasn't changed at all here. That's the third game running that this is the 11. So Callum Hudson-Odoi, the former Blue, has to wait on the bench. Chris Wood up top has scored 20 Premier League goals this season. There's another ex-Chelsea boy, Ola Aina, at right back, who has been so key. The Chelsea team news of greater interest, obviously, and possibly greater intrigue. Both Chalobah and Lavia left on the bench. Tosin therefore stays in defence. Caicedo's in midfield. Reece James starts, and also starting Jadon Sancho in a forward line without a striker for obvious reasons. Destination Europe for both of these clubs, but which one? Sanchez going long early for Noni Madueke. You mentioned the wingers versus fullbacks here. On the pace front, I'm not sure how easy that'd be. And speaking of which, Reece James has bypassed here. Challenge on Gibbs-White. Drops for Elanga. Real scare there with the Forest skipper, who's had such a good season. Elanga. That's a better ball and awkward to head out. And Chelsea have the numbers. And Cole Palmer's just drilled that out. In by Aina, up by Cucurella. Wood is there, and there's Colwill, a little bit panicky, but Chelsea have the numbers back to deal with it. But Forest growing in belief here, Sam.
Yeah, just the brawn, isn't it, of Chris Wood that I was just speaking of, just keeping it alive in the box. And I think we've known all season and during periods it's a problem not having a centre forward, and I think we're just seeing that at the moment.
Madueke, Palmer, first big chance, and Neto on the stretch couldn't quite connect as he wanted, needed to scuff it.
Yeah, great pass, Tosin, look at that, that's been a feature when he's played this season. And Madueke, who for me is the most exciting of Chelsea's forward players at the moment, he's the one that's given me a bit of optimism that there could be a chance in the offing. What a ball in, it just arrives at a horrible height.
Dominguez, Aina, look out, Chris Wood is in the middle! And if he kept it down, Forest would be in front, just like Neto at the other side. Their main man, 20 Premier League goals. Number 21 would have come right on half-time.
Yeah, and Sancho's too concerned with getting his arms behind his back there. Has to get out to Ola Aina to stop that cross coming in, just off his shin. Not an easy finish. Gets away from his marker and just tries to steer it into the near post.
Palmer given the time to put the ball in. By Murillo. It's been a good start this, and Neto's in! Colwill must score! And Colwill does! Dream start to the second half for Chelsea. The tiny cushion becomes a little more comfortable. Levi Colwill, who lost a playoff final in heartbreaking circumstances to Nottingham Forest. He never scores, and he'll never score a bigger one than that, or an easier one.
I was just concerned for a moment he wasn't going to reach it, or maybe the assistant's flag was going to come to Forest's aid. The first ball was repelled quite easily by Murillo. Touch from Cucurella was so problematic for Williams. He makes a little bit of a hash of it, and in turn turns it into the perfect ball for Neto. Steadies himself and deals with a difficult ball really well to just feed it across the 6-yard box. And Colwill with a simple task, really. passing it into the unguarded net.
Milenkovic. Elanga for Aina. Wood is in the middle. Ola Aina's crossing and passing in this second half for a player who has been so good for so long this term, has been way off it. Thankfully so. Oh, free head around the back. Cucurella got something on it. Massive scrap, Murillo, Anderson, Wood, and it's powder puffing into the arms of Sanchez. 2 minutes and stoppage time to go.
Yeah, it comes to nothing but a clever free kick, I think, working a block. Yeah, you can see Yates on Reece James. Well, there's three of them converging on the Chelsea youngster, or once youngster.
Caicedo here, into Palmer, space, the kind he's craved all day and had so little of. Shoots, say the Blues fans, to Lavia, deflected. So we go to the final minute of normal time and we're hearing it'll be 8 added in 93.5 minutes. That is a very impressive job done by Chelsea. And it is nearly done. Sells though, finds Wood here, and he's had another chance and he's put that one over the bar too. Well done for getting in there. I think that's Reece James under the bundle.
Well, that's that period. This is the period where don't let them back in, and he cannot find that type of space. Misjudgment by Tosin. It's a combination of the two, and it probably is the Forest man who gets his finish away, but he can't control it due to those two scrambling back in. I mean, that would have been a desperate way to concede and make it unnecessarily nervy. Thank goodness that's gone over the bar, and look at the reaction.
Huge few days for him and a huge result here. It's going to be confirmed any minute by the whistle of Anthony Taylor, who's become a lucky omen for Chelsea lately. That'll do it! The Champions League place goes to those in Chelsea blue, not Garibaldi red. A final day shootout settled by a Levi Colwill tap-in. An unlikely hero in this unlikely late season run of tense, narrow wins with clean sheets. Forget the style when it's the run in Sam Parkin. It's about the substance when it matters, and Chelsea have had that today and in recent weeks.
What a top performance today under immense pressure, the perfect game plan, the perfect substitutes. You've got to say that Enzo Maresca, spot on, and we felt it was going to be 3 wins from 4. That would do it, and under enormous scrutiny, pressure, able to achieve it despite that loss against Newcastle in there. The wins over Liverpool, Manchester United, excellent, backs to the wall, got the goal that mattered. On every occasion, the goals that mattered in the case of the Liverpool game, but the last 2 against Manchester United again today, both sides of the game. Excellent. What a day, what a performance. While everyone around them in the table lost their composure, Chelsea, both sides of the game, executed perfectly this afternoon.
38 Premier League games played, and it is a UEFA Champions League finish for Chelsea Football Club, with all the attendant riches and glamour and recruitment potential. European football for Forest next season too. That is a fine achievement, just not the variety that they craved. And Chelsea will join Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City and Newcastle, who've snuck in despite losing because of Aston Villa's defeat. It's a great start to a definitive week in the Blues campaign. Off to Poland next for that lot for the conference final. And a day of major Premier League permutations ends with the one we wanted. The Blues have done it. Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 1.